Hi guys, it's Greg Alba here.
And it's John over here.
So we're going to talk about the Wonder Woman early reactions. It's a huge tomato score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Man, so many tomates.
Before we go into that though, we wanted to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, TVTIME. You can go to TVTIME.com or you can download the app, the TVTIME app. It's available on iPhone or Android. And honestly, we get a lot of offers. We get a lot of offers to talk about apps.
We get the best offers.
We get the best offers.
Ask anyone. Believe me, they're the best. You're gonna love these products.
We get so many offers, but we don't agree to every single one of them.
Yeah.
But this one is an app that is perfectly in line with something that A, we would both use, and that I already started using today. B, it's something that I think all of you guys would love to use as well, and that's I'm being very genuine about that.
Yeah, we got the pitch for this, and pretty much immediately we were like,
this create an account. Awesome. Yeah, we just created an account while we were hearing the pitch. Yeah.
And basically, what TV Time does is it allows you to keep track of all your favorite shows, even down to the episode. You can keep track of your progress. It'll tell you when episodes of your favorite shows are coming up. It has a calendar.
Yeah, it's very much broken down. Like, to give you an example, today I went into, I've been watching the show Arrow, catching up on all the CW shows. That's my goal this year is to watch all the CW shows. We watch a lot more TV than we actually make reviews of shows because that's more of our personal little side thing. We don't want to just keep reviewing them.
For us.
But I thought, like, people are constantly asking, I get a lot of tweets asking, like, what's going on with, where are you at on Arrow and stuff. So right now I'm on episode 15 of Arrow. I just watched it and I left a little comment about it. But the cool thing is, instead of just leaving comments, you could leave memes, GIFs, you could take photos, and on top of that too, you could also do like reactions to it. You can record a video and give a quick little review or commentary or a little snippet on the video, so you can have reactions as well. So I'm going to be using that for every single episode I watch on TV from here on out.
Oh yeah,
because we're watching Daredevil together. I'm showing that to him. We're also watching we're watching a lot of things right now.
Yeah, totally.
Just hopping around. So I think you guys should go get that app because a lot of people are using it, and it's actually just really cool, and it allows you to stay updated with everything, and plus you can hear our opinions on shows that we're currently watching.
Oh yeah, I mean there's more TV than you could ever watch right now. So especially for me, like the ability you have to keep that stuff organized and keep track of the shows that you like, their interface is terrific.
Yeah, and you could add, you could create the account where you could add the shows, so that way you have a whole list of all the shows you're watching, or you could see all the shows that we added, so you can see what we've watched or what we're currently watching.
Yeah.
So go to the description box, there's a link there, you can download an iPhone, Android, or go to the website and create an account.
And follow us at The Real Rejects, all one word.
Alright, let's talk about Wonder Woman. Boy, oh boy!
Oh man, Wonder Woman is coming out 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, the worst DCEU film yet.
Quite the opposite, John. Rotten Tomatoes is giving it a 97%.
197%.
As we record this video, it's at a 97%. Rotten Tomatoes are just DC fanboys. They hate Marvel. And I think Marvel fans should start petitioning, because Guardians of the Galaxy's lower percentage score than Wonder Woman currently. Yeah. I think Marvel should start petitioning that they're just biased for DC.
Yeah, no, Rotten Tomatoes, they got paid by DC to hate on Marvel, and then they...
Because Warner Brothers owns Rotten Tomatoes, you know?
Oh, yeah, and then they paid hundreds and hundreds of critics to go and say nice things about it all over the internet, so...
yeah, it's all BS. Yeah. It's all BS. It's a horrible film. No.
That's where all that ad money goes.
We've talked to a lot of... Beyond the early Twitter reactions that you've seen online, we met up with a lot of people who've seen the movie and who really love the film.
We've spoken with human beings whose names you might know.
We're pre-embargo being lifted, because everyone at the same time. Once the embargo was lifted, I got like 7 notifications. Everyone has a review at the same exact time.
The floodgates are open.
Yeah, and everyone's loving the film, and I'm genuinely very happy for the DCEU. Really much am. Because this is a monumental achievement for comic book movies. The reason being is this. Even though BVS and Suicide Squad were not the most well-received films, and Marvel is known to have the reputation for having the better comic book movies in general, the DCEU, even if their next film is crap, even if from now on all their films suck, they will always have the one great female-driven comic book movie. And that's something that's monumental, because for the longest time we've needed a great superhero female lead in it, and Wonder Woman is a hard film to bring to the big screen.
Well, it's arguably the definitive female superhero.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the one you think of.
It is. It's like if you ask someone to name a legit female superhero, most likely you're going to list off Wonder Woman. Even if you haven't like read comics or seen shows, you know Wonder Woman. So the fact that they nailed this, and even though we haven't seen it, so we don't have an opinion on the actual film itself yet, the fact that the majority of people, the general consensus, is that people are loving it, that is something to be said. That is something monumental, because now they have this film that is just definitive. So no matter what films come out next after the DCEU, Justice League could suck, but it'd be like, no matter what, you could always say, well, they had the first great female superhero movie.
Well, yeah, and I mean, this is a big moment for them. I mean, of all the things for them to nail, I feel like this is kind of the best one. And it's funny that it should be Wonder Woman is the one for the DCEU. If not turns things around, at least garners them some praise, because, you know, you go back to BVS and those are very sort of hyper-masculine, you know? And even Suicide Squad is that way. So to have Wonder Woman come on the scene, and it sounds like they really nailed it, is just gratifying as a person who watches a lot of these movies. And
looking at it, and we know Rotten Tomatoes doesn't mean everything. We know, but you know, right now in terms of early reactions, it's the best thing to go off of right now.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, we saw a couple clips like we said from this, and those alone got us pretty excited and assuaged a lot of the stresses we were feeling coming off of the previous films.
Because right now the consensus as we're filming this, the current consensus has 66 reviews, 64 are fresh, 2 are rotten, and the consensus is thrilling, earnest, buoyed. Sorry, buoyed. Why can't I say that? Buoyed by Gal Gadot's charismatic performance. Wonder Woman succeeds in spectacular fashion. As I skim through like all these consensus, all the little capsules that they have here, it seems to be the perfect superhero film based off what everyone's saying. I'm hoping I love it as much as everyone's making it out to be.
I mean, the only complaint I've seen across all these capsules is just a couple say like, yeah, towards the end it gets really big and third act heavy.
Yeah, but that's
what every one of these.
That doesn't bother me, because that's what most comic book movies tend to. If most comic book movies, when they have an issue, it tends to be the third act.
Yeah, and it just tends to be that the third act is just too big and too loud, and you know, it loses some of the nuances. But what's been so inspiring about reading some of these capsules is that a lot of people are pointing out that it brings a lot of new flavors and a lot of new nuances to the superhero formula.
And a common thing I'm hearing too is that there's an energy in life that you feel by the time it's done. You want more. Instead of feeling exhausted, you feel instead
of feeling like you want to kill yourself.
Yeah, instead of feeling exhausted, you feel uplifted. You feel like you had a rollicking good time.
Wonder.
And I'm so happy for Gal Gadot, because I'll be honest, when I first heard she was cast in it, I wasn't a hater. I was a John Campea about it, to be honest. Someone put together, I felt so bad for John Campea. And I'm going to promote the video right now unintentionally. There's someone put together this collection of clips online of John Campea just talking so much smack on Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman.
Oh no.
Like, just to the announcements and everything. I wasn't like that, and a lot of people were. And beyond John Campea, and the reason why I'm like, I had nothing against John Campea saying that, because a lot of people were saying things similar to what he was saying.
I know a few, especially Wonder Woman fans, who saw BVS at least and said like, no way, she's not my Wonder Woman.
Yeah, exactly. So to see that most people, especially the critics, are saying that she does an amazing job, that makes me really happy for her.
Yeah.
Because she had a lot going against her, and Patty Jenkins is, I mean, she continues that streak of casting someone who you wouldn't expect to be it. You know, you get Charlize Theron for Monster, this beautiful, gorgeous model to play real-life disturbing serial killer Eileen Turner, and she does a fantastic job. I don't think she was the one who hired Gal Gadot, but she's still under Patty Jenkins' direction for this entire feature film. And to see that Gal Gadot's killing it, you know, despite all preconceived notions of, oh, you don't really look like the comic book Wonder Woman we all imagine. But the fact that everyone's loving her, that makes me so happy for her. I always love it when the underdog gets a chance to really shine, gets a chance to win over everyone because of a performance and not preconceived physical appearance.
Well, and some of the comparisons to the Richard Donner Superman have me feeling really good, because I've been missing that spirit a lot from these movies.
Yeah, the heroic tale. And Patty Jenkins, when we saw the Q&A, she constantly talked about how her biggest influence for making this film was Richard Donner's Superman. To go way back to the 70s and make that OG like type of flair and style to it which is so exciting. And what better film to take influence from than that Superman one if you're gonna introduce Wonder Woman to us?
Yeah, well, and it's always cool. We saw a Q&A with Patty Jenkins, and we streamed it on our Facebook feed. But it's always fun when you see the reviews start to pop up, and like a lot of the things the director says they were going for show up in those reviews. I'm like, well done. It seems like you really nailed this one.
And I'm wondering now because the DCEU's been rather experimental. You gotta give them that. They haven't been generic. So they've been rather experimental, and it hasn't been panning out the greatest in terms of like the overall consensus for everyone. Seeing that Patty, that's also what makes this monumental. The first superhero film about a female superhero, and also directed by a lady, you know, to be directed by a female. They've created his movie history by making a great film, which is most likely going to be a big box office smash hit now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't.
I mean, it already was going to be, but I imagine even more now with word of mouth that it's going to be even making a lot more money. I wouldn't be surprised if it passed BVS.
I don't know. The backlash, that all-female screening, that one screening they did in Austin, I bet a lot of people aren't going to go now because they're really upset about it.
They're really upset.
Going to kill all 10 of those people are going to kill the business.
Man, feminism is on the rise. Men suck! That's real feminism.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about taking rights away from men.
Yeah, that's not about equality. It's not about women having equal rights. It's about putting the men down and bringing the women up.
Don't read a book or do any research. You know, just hear a word and decide what it means for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how this all works.
And one thing I'm looking forward to as well, the trailers don't give you a good idea of the villain, and even though I heard the third act is a little muddy.
It's a little comic book movie.
Yeah, I still hear the villain is really good in the film as well. And that makes me excited. Because, I mean, if you're going to do like DCEU versus MCU, MCU's still not known to have the greatest villains, but a lot of people are walking out of this saying the villain in this is pretty damn good, actually. You got a great introduction right here. Yeah, Patty Jenkins should take over the DCEU. She should be every movie from here on out. She should be the Joss Whedon of the DCEU.
Move over, Jeff Johns. It's Patty's world. And two, I like the advertising for this, actually, now that I think about it in hindsight, because I don't have a tremendous sense for the villain, so to speak, but what I think they have built up and what they've sold this movie based on is Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And getting to know Wonder Woman and
Steve Trevor's getting a lot of praise, too.
Yeah, I mean, just from that little scene we saw, their interplay looked terrific. I mean, both in the comic timing and also just in their teamwork and action scenes and their chemistry. Yeah. I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, this was the one DC film that once I started seeing trailers for it, I've had close to no doubts other than, I mean, the other ones weren't that great, but the trailers already sold me. And I was doing videos constantly exclaiming, this one will be a good film. This one, I've been saying that confidently, that this one I feel will be a good film. And even if I don't like it, after I see it, even if I watch it this Thursday and I don't end up liking it, I'm still gonna feel glad that everyone else is really loving it. You know?
Happy for you doing well.
I'm just really happy that you guys are doing well. Because, I don't know, I didn't feel the DCEU is doomed. It was more like, what the hell are you guys doing right now? That was more of that. Like, what are you doing right now? But this seems like the right direction to go, and I hope that from here on out their films continue to be solid.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't know what stars aligned in the making of this movie, and there was that report that came out a couple months ago about like, oh, Wonder Woman's a mess too. You know, we don't know exactly what's happened behind the scenes of these movies. Maybe they just tampered less with this, or maybe there was more time. I know they wasn't this the first thing Jeff Johns really worked on with them?
He got involved, like, I think halfway through the production. Well, the thing is, Patty Jenkins, though, she said that there's not a single deleted scene, and that they let her make the movie she really wanted to make.
Because that's the game they were talking with the DCEU all along, and you see Suicide Squad and you see BVS, and you wonder if that's true, the whole, like, no, we don't want committees, we want filmmaker-driven films. BVS and Suicide Squad both give off the impression that they said that and didn't mean it, because they all feel like nobody made them. Some nebulous organization kind of threw them together in a blender, and between hearing Patty Jenkins talk and now seeing this, it seems like, yeah, she had a confident vision that she conveyed to us in the Q&A, and it sounds like it really came through here, so if they found a way to make their creator-driven movie work, that bodes well to the future for me. And then thinking about down the line with guys like James Wan, who is more than capable of this kind of movie, yeah, it does give me some hope.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, I mean, they just started filming Aquaman, There's a lot of films DCEU has slated to film that haven't begun filming yet, and I'm wondering that now with this film getting such great feedback, if at all they're gonna take influence from what Wonder Woman did and apply it to their future installments, especially the ones that haven't been filming, because I know Justice League was already shot. I know they're going back, you know, after Zack Snyder had to leave the project due to personal reasons, Joss Whedon stepping in and taking care of post and also filling in a couple of other like little reshoots, not like big reshoots, whatever. But that film's pretty much done. But I'm wondering if after Justice League, all the films that I have are not yet finished filming, or are they going to film, they'll take influence and lessons from what Wonder Woman did so well, and really make it find its right tone. Because the Marvel films did that smart, where they found a right tone with most of their films. Here, I'm hoping that they find the right type of spirit as well.
Yeah, totally. You know, I said confidently leading into this movie that I would believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
And I still kind of feel that way about DC moving forward, but it does make me a little more hopeful that, you know, now that I know that it seems as though they can get it right, or get it to a place where most people are like, yeah, this is pretty good. Moving forward, I'm a little more optimistic.
Yeah, but either way, even if the DCU films end up being bad after Wonder Woman,
at least Wonder Woman,
at least they got the defining film right. They could have gotten a Batman film right, but it wouldn't have been as special of a landmark achievement.
You can mess up
female directing and female superhero star in a comic book movie.
Arguably, yeah, this is the one you can afford the least to mess up.
It's like the one that no other studio, Marvel included, doesn't have.
This is your major opportunity, and I'm glad they took it that seriously.
You guys did something special. I'm glad everyone's loving it. Can't wait to see it this week. After we watch it, we're gonna watch it like a really late night showing on Thursday. We're probably gonna be tired when the movie's done, so we'll have a review up by Friday. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. You guys can go subscribe to The Real Rejects, click that notification bell, John Humphrey on Twitter and Instagram, social media manager at blumhouse.com. You can go check out our Patreon, where we have a lot of exclusive content on there, a lot of awesome rewards for, you know, the lowest pledge tiers possible. Go check it out. And we're having a blast over there. Actually going to film a Q&A for the Patreon community right now.
Yeah.
Much love to everyone. Keep a lookout for Wonder Woman review. Check out the TVTIME app.
Marvel sucks.